May 16, 1972. It was an ordinary day in the resort town of Svetlogorsk, located on the Baltic Sea, but the weather along the coast was gradually getting worse. Nothing seemed to suggest that the quiet town was about to become the scene of a terrible tragedy. At 12:15 in the afternoon, an Antonov An-24T aircraft with registration number 05 took off from Krabrovo airfield. The aircraft was carrying out an inspection flight connected with the testing of radio navigation equipment. According to the flight plan, the aircraft was supposed to fly visually at an altitude of around 500 meters. However, according to the account in the transcript, the aircraft was flying much lower, at approximately 50 meters. The planned route was supposed to pass over the sea. After reaching the sea, the aircraft passed the coastline near Svetlogorsk and continued toward Cape Town. Sometime later, aircraft 05 disappeared from the surveillance screens. At approximately 12:30, the An-24T was flying over Svetlogorsk. The aircraft was at an extremely low altitude. Along the narrow coastal area, it struck the tops of trees and lost part of its structure. The aircraft continued for another 200 meters, then turned and crashed into a building in Svetlogorsk. The impact was devastating. The building was heavily destroyed, and a major fire broke out. People were inside the building at the time. According to the transcript, 29 people were inside. Among them were children. All 8 people on board the An-24 were killed. People inside the building also died. The transcript states that 24 children and 3 workers were killed. However, the original transcript contains conflicting information about the number of survivors, so this part cannot be confirmed from the available material. Some of the first people to see the falling aircraft were vacationers who happened to be in the park that day. School children were also nearby after their physical education class at the city stadium. A few moments later, the children's facility was struck by the aircraft. The building was destroyed by the enormous impact. The fire spread almost instantly. The wreckage of the aircraft came to rest near the destroyed building. People were killed at the scene. The aircraft commander remained inside the cockpit. The second pilot was found on the road near the crash site. Almost immediately, police officers, military personnel, and other emergency workers began arriving. A rescue operation was launched, but the situation remained extremely difficult. Parents of the children who had died began rushing toward the scene. Police and military personnel tried to keep people away from the dangerous area. Many grieving parents had to be taken back to a safe distance. A state of emergency was declared in Svetlogorsk for 24 hours. Residents were prohibited from leaving the city. People were also instructed not to leave their homes. Electricity and telephone communications were shut down. The city fell into darkness and silence. People remained inside their homes, as if the town were in the middle of a war. Meanwhile, police officers and volunteers continued working at the crash site. They searched for victims and cleared the area. The work continued until late in the evening. The following day, May 17th, work began to restore the area. A small park was later created on the site of the destroyed building. Almost nothing remained of the original structure, but the smell of aviation fuel still reminded people of the tragedy. To limit traffic in the city during the funerals, buses were stopped and road traffic connecting Svetlogorsk with the regional center was restricted. The causes of the disaster were investigated by a special commission from Moscow. According to the original transcript, official information about the investigation remained unavailable for a long time. The case was classified. Several possible explanations were discussed. Among them was the possibility that the crew lacked sufficient experience. Another theory concerned a possible malfunction of the aircraft's altimeter. But why could the altimeter have shown the wrong altitude? The transcript states that the aircraft may have been equipped with altimeters originally intended for another type of aircraft, the Ilyushin Il-14. Later experiments, according to the original text, reportedly showed that an altimeter transferred from an Il-14 to an An-24 could produce an error of up to 60 or 70 meters. But were these theories actually responsible for the disaster? The available material does not allow us to establish this with certainty. According to the original transcript, the official results of the investigation remain classified, and because of that, the exact cause of the Svetlogorsk disaster remains unknown.